You have a question? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, say.
Yesterday, Hajjah, you spoke about how we have to apply the Sohbets. And then today, you spoke about how the Sohbet was very heavy, so you said, let it sink and this is enough for today. But how can we catch up with your Sohbet?
How can you catch up?
By the time we finish the one from Thursday, there's one on Friday, so it's like too many.
Sohbet is supposed to be 5 times a day. Is what Shaykh Efendi used to do in the Dergah. After every prayer, he gives us Sohbet, whether it's 5 minutes or 1 hour long or 5 hours long. It used to be when during this time of the year is not Ramazan, years ago, say maybe 10 years ago. Meaning that Isha would enter late, no? Isha would enter 10 o'clock. We pray, we make zikr, he gives Sohbet. He would not finish until 2, 3 o'clock. And Fajr entering at 4. And he says nobody sleeps after Fajr until Ishraq. You sleep for a few hours, 9 o'clock you have to get up. That's why there's only a handful of us. But it's okay. You only need a handful of the poles to hold the whole tent up. But, I mean, we're not saying it is anything compared to what different kinds of training is nothing. But this training is the ego that is kicking in. Maybe in the military you can do that. You have more energy doing that because your ego is not attacked spiritually like that. But in the tariqat it is different. That's why in tariqat, people who want to do things, we say inshallah. They say, no, I'm going to do. Either they don't do or they do very badly. And then they get surprised. They say, I am, let's say for example, I'm expert at cooking butter chicken. But when I come to the Dergah, all the butter chicken is burnt. Not that it's burning. This one pass. That's actually got the title. But there are people who are chefs and cooks, for example. And they come to the Dergah, it burns. And they get very shocked. So because the Dergah is not a normal place, it is where Allah's look is. And where Allah's look is, either your ego is going to melt away and submit, or your ego is going to fight back and it's going to show. Okay? So how are you going to apply? Take what is for you, because this is also not a classroom. It is not, we don't have a course syllabus. Believe me, people try to do that, especially American type Sufis. They give you forms to fill, questionnaires, what other thing? Like they say, okay, for 40 days, did you give up from anger? You're supposed to tick this box. Okay, now next, you have to do this. They think we have to be organized, right? In this, because it works in everything else. No, it doesn't. When it comes especially to spirituality, do you know why you need to organize? Because it's dead. When it is alive, you cannot control it. You cannot organize it like that. Only when it's dead that you try to form it. It becomes fossilized. You're afraid. You're afraid it's going to fail. So, you understand? I'm not talking about different activities that we're doing. Activities, it's just activities that we're doing with a little bit of organization here and there. It's okay. When it comes to your own transformation of yourself, transformation of your ego, transformation of your ego from nafsu amara to nafsu mutma'in, the way that the prophets, they work. No. Isn't it enough sign that the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he is an ummi? He is an illiterate? That means he's not going by books. Finish. Now the book is this. And this, according to your inspiration, according to your wahi, according to ilham, can you control that? No, you cannot. It is going according to its own logic now. It is not according to your logic, how you want, when you want. It's according to what Allah wants. And Allah is the creator of time and He swears on time. So our time is different. The time of the ego is different. The time of Allah, it is completely different now. So the meaning of submission also is not just that, but to understand now. To understand according to the nur of Allah. According to the nur of Allah. Now you're going to understand the nur of Allah, it is completely different from something else, anything that He has created. So yeah. 5 times Shaykh Efendi used to give sohbets. Whatever that is for you, you take. And as much as you are in because association, sohbet doesn't just mean you sitting down like this. Yeah. And you're speaking, and sohbet means you are in companionship. Because that's how the Sahabis they became, no? They're in companionship, not because they come once a week. Listen, I'm talking about this is the standard now. Now, because we are so weak, we take one step, we hold on tightly, we don't have any illusion or delusion about ourselves. We say we are weak, this is as much as we can. They will give us blessings for that. We may discover secrets. But it is not the same. Because now companionship with the Shaykh now, especially with our Shaykh, it is not so easy because he trains in the old school way. He trains, not in this new way, not in this hipster Sufi way. No, he trains in the old school way. We get up when he gets up. I mean, he doesn't really get up, he just shows himself. He doesn't really sleep nighttime. We do a couple of things. Working, we come to Zuhur, change our clothes, sit. He gives sohbet. After that, he sits for a while, and then we continue working. Asr time usually, and this is also sunnat, that sometimes we don't gather in the masjid. We pray outside individually by ourselves. Maghrib, we clean everything. We sit, we pray, we eat, make zikr, sohbet again. Fajr time we have sohbet, Zuhr time we have sohbet. Asr time now, usually Asr time after he's prayed Zuhr, they says, okay, go back to work. Then at that time he's going to inspect us. He's going to go around, what are you working on? This. Okay, he may tell you certain things, how to plan things properly, how the barn is like this, how the construction. The way that he's going around, and if you are together with him, that is also a sohbet. Any time that you spend with a Shaykh is a sohbet. Any time that you spend with a Shaykh, and he can be telling you something completely, you think in your eyes, it is completely dunya, but it is sohbet. Because in there is a lesson for men of understanding. In there is a lesson for you, if your eyes are open. And this is exactly what the Holy Prophet ﷺ did. There were times when they were sitting around, they were sitting. We cannot even say sitting around. Huh? They were sitting, and Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was joking with them. But can we say that the Prophet ﷺ is, even when he's joking, he forgets about Allah and he enters the dunya? Never. Even that, there is something there to be learned. He stopped everything and he's constructing. He's doing work with his hands. There is a lesson in there too. Not just now with the words, but with his actions. Because now when you're in companionship with your Shaykh, as much as you yes, of course, the Shaykh observes you. He observes you well. Just as the doctor must observe. But what is there for the murid? You observe the Shaykh. You sit and you observe. That's why we say, wake up, observe, understand. Then certain things will click in you. Certain things that is going to be there necessary, then you'll be able to take. Then you say, oh, he laughs at this one. I don't find it funny, but he's laughing. What is that for? Then you start thinking. Then you start saying, astaghfirullah. Just because of a silly joke, I'm judging him? You understand? It's a silly thing, it's a small thing. Why am I judging him? Astaghfirullah. I spent whole night praying, but now in this one small thing, being with him, I fail. So now you're learning this submission now. It is a very long process. It is a very rich process. And it comes in so many different ways. And it is not to listen and then to just apply, to listen, just apply. Because now in companionship, You just sort of, you go with the flow. Once you start going with the flow, even if you don't know how to do it with the flow, but because you are in the river, you just go. It'll be okay. So many things we're not going to understand from the Sohbet, because they speak at least from 7 different levels. It's a Sohbet that they give. Not only you think the Sohbet of the Shaykhs is only for the murids in front, and understanding that from, say, if there's 70 people, maybe only 7 people are going to understand by word what he's saying and to remember to understand. You think it's just given to people? But there are others who are present there. Like it is once upon a time. A Shaykh was giving a Sohbet. And he was speaking. And he was speaking. And he was opening. And he was opening. And his murids were there. They were getting amazed. But there was this one murid who was sleeping. Now Hizr alayhi salam, he attends the Sohbet. He is one of many who will attend the Sohbet. Depending on the power of their Shaykh, that time, prophets may come to listen to their Sohbet. As Hizr alayhi salam was sitting listening to their Shaykh's Sohbet. When the Shaykh was describing the events that happened in the Quran, how Musa alayhi salam and Hizr alayhi salam, they went on a journey, and Hizr alayhi salam was listening. He says, he's saying to himself, softly to himself, say, oh Mubarak one, you are telling the story as if you are the third of the 2. There's a big secret to that. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling us the nation who witness. And the Prophet as the Prophet who witness. Witnessing what? Witnessing everything in creation. And those who were with the Prophet, they were also there. So when the Quran is saying, don't you remember when we sent the flood? Don't you remember when they arrested him and tried to kill him? Talking about Isa alayhi salam. Saying, don't you remember when they cast him to the fire? Talking about Ibrahim alayhi salam. Don't you remember when we told the angels? Why Allah is saying? Who is Allah talking to here? To the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Why Allah is going to say, don't you remember, if he didn't witness it? We won't enter that too much. But if you are understanding a little bit of the station that Allah has given to that Prophet and how that Prophet loves us, that Prophet ﷺ, easy for him to show to those who love him. So that one saying, oh, Hizr alayhi salam saying to that Shaykh, oh, you Mubarak one, you holy one, you speaking as if you were the third of the 2. Because those ones, they were present too. Don't ask how. But he turned and he saw this one murid, and this one murid, he was, like some of murids, sleeping like this. Just wake up, listen to this Shaykh. Murid said, okay. Like this. Talking. I say, oh, what jewels this one is giving, mashallah. He turned, see the murid is sleeping. Says, get up, wake up, listen to your Shaykh. Now, it's not every day we listen to such jewels. So, okay, I'm listening. He's not fighting. Because I'm seeing some people also, they are sleeping and some people poke them a little bit, which we shouldn't anyway. They poke them. They get so upset. I will kill him, waking me up now. I want to sleep and he's giving sohbet anyway. How dare you wake me up? You see? that to discover your ego like that as a murid is already priceless. You understand? Because majority, they don't discover their ego. They think, no, my ego is very calm, very intelligent, very controlled. Because you're not put under any pressure to show what your real ego is like. You're not put into any pressure if you're living in the Dergah to suddenly feel so much jealousy towards this one person because he did something not too great. And the Shaykh says, MashaAllah, you did so good. And you've been doing good things all these years, and the Shaykh never say one word to you. And every time you do something, he says, why are you doing this? What's wrong? Now you're discovering your ego. So that murid was not fighting, like our murids. So he fell back to sleep. His son listening. So he says, wake up. Don't sleep. The murid says, listen, if you disturb me one more time, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to tell everyone that you are Hizr, and they're not going to let you to escape until you fulfill all their wishes. Because Hizr alayhi salam, he goes in disguise. Hizr alayhi salam, you can catch him, he will grant you any wish. And he's going this, and yet that one who is sleeping, he knows his real identity. He was shocked. He checked, he says, you are not appearing on the list. There are those ones. So, the Sohbets now, they come in different levels and different people, different times. For different Sohbets, there cannot be any interruption. Whether that cannot be helped, whether it's children cannot be helped, or something cannot be. So many times you see Shaykh Efendi studying something, then he stopped. Because now, it's not that easy to come to that level there where they are going to take. And if the murids, you see, if the murids, they are not knowing how to balance things, it gets cut off. If there's an interruption, it gets cut off. Whether they are sincerely trying not to interrupt or they just can't help, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why so many times we think Shaykh Efendi is not opening up so many things like that. Because the people, they are not ready. And this is just physical readiness. If this is one person, they're listening and they're sleeping, he already says, okay, we change the direction of the Sohbet. So, now, to prepare ourselves for that kind of Sohbet, we need some time. And we need the right circumstance. That's why we like to be around our Shaykh, because at any time when the inspiration comes, then he opens up, then you're not going to get it anywhere else. You're not going to get it even in an official kind of setting. Because official kind of setting, you see, these things happen. The kid doesn't know, it's okay, but it's the parent's responsibility now. But at the same time, if it can be helped, it can be helped. So they drop the Sohbet down, drop it, down to the lowest level, where everybody will understand, and there's nothing really there too much. You see Shaykh Efendi sometimes go on auto mode, understand. So okay, he's starting and he thinks this one is like this one like this one not understanding, this one is still fighting with this one is a stranger, this one is a munafiq. Okay, we understand. No. Then to catch him in a time when the situation is right, when everyone is listening with one heart, is very rare. That kind of Sohbet is very rare. And that you have to chase. Other than that, so many different times, we just take what is for us. Anything else, the person understanding the Sohbet also, it's not just you with your 2 ears. Your spirit is also understanding and listening to it. And it is taking things in a way that you cannot understand. And when the time comes, because of your sincerity, it's going to be reminded. The spirit will remember this. Inshallah. May Allah forgive us. Fatiha. That's why if we enter into things like that, look, it's already past 10. Huh? We were speaking for half an hour. Did it feel like half an hour? But now, because to achieve that kind of tension when you're pulling, it takes effort. Once you let go, boom, everything falls now. But it takes effort. Not too many people, they can do it, and according to what is necessary too. The sheikhs, they can speak, they can take, but what is there for people who can't understand? What is there for people who cannot carry? Inshallah, one day we'll be able to do it properly. One day when we are trained enough. One day when the circumstances, they are right. One day when all the extra stuff is just put away and it's just a couple of people under the skies with some stars. And Shaykh Efendi is comfortable and he starts opening certain things that we can never get. That time, that sohbat, it will be filled. You're not going to find one single space that an angel is not going to be there to listen to. Yeah. Astaghfirullah lazim wa atubu ilayh. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha.